Today, it is a principal opportunity.
Decimal, and that's what's worrisome. So many outlets for stalking, bullying, and even defrauding unsuspecting individuals. However, Lami Ali from Maiduguri, Nigeria's northeast, gives perspective of a perceived advantage to learning and research.
Globally, the global trend, you see that ICT has really empowered a lot of young people. If you look at the founder of Facebook, Google, all these ones are young people that today they are billionaires.
In the education sector, the internet has been adapted into the curriculum across all levels of learning, while information communication technology is a course of study at tertiary institutions.
This is the e-library of the University of Maiduguri. With just a click of the button, students can get connected to obtain information on just about anything in their field of study.
It started by using the projectors in the classes. The library has a lot of resources that students and staff use through the E. We have a lot of database in the library. Some examples are the Hinari, the Agora.
At the moment, registration for students at the university is done online, while about 70% of examinations are conducted through the internet.
It is from here that students taking examinations are monitored through the use of CCTV cameras to prevent exam malpractice.
While measures to curb illegal activities through the internet remain a priority, stakeholders are concerned that young people use most of their time for social communication.
We normally get a connection to some medias through browsing and looking for some things in the computer.
We check out things, we look for textbooks and read and so on.
A year ago, I tried to kind of monitor what students were doing online. Then I noticed that most of them are on the social media. Facebook, Baidu, this and that, most of them are on the social media. They don't even bother about the email or even searching for scholarly content again.
That explains reasons behind agitations for more control over online content to prevent young people from falling prey to perpetrators of crime. For Dateline360, this is Lami Ali.
Thanks, Lami. Call it regulation or control. Any form of monitoring of this lifestyle is sometimes necessary, as captured by our correspondent, Julieta Aino, in China. The Chinese government policy, Julieta reports, aims to restrict both user and company online content, necessitating the establishment of local social media sites for the needs of the growing population in Chinese language. The question is, how effective is this strategy, Julieta?
Thank you, Hawa. Here in China, hundreds of internet websites are either blocked or banned in the mainland under the country's policy of internet censorship for the protection of national interest. The number one of these blocked websites is Google. Thousands of Western social media sites are also blocked in China, with Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube having the honor of being on the top 3. Despite the inability of foreigners to access these Western media sites without VPN in China, most of them say they have not really missed having them much because they are Chinese alternatives.
WeChat is crazy. WeChat is amazing. It's really the first time that a mainstream app, I would say, has managed to actually take over their foreign competitors, because all the other ones, the homebrewed, like Chinese had their own version of Facebook. It was called Ren or something. It didn't never catch up. Weibo, so the Chinese Twitter, caught up within China, never caught up abroad. But WeChat went beyond this. They imitated, they copied, and then they just kept on innovating like crazy. And the number of functions that you have on WeChat the level of convenience that they have, the quality of their English version, all of this made it so convenient. The payment system, of course, is a big one. Book taxis, top up your phone, top up your electricity, or order online deliveries, like anything you can do, like transfer money to friends or like share a bill in a restaurant. Like this is really, really good stuff.
There are some expats who take the stance that they're here in China, they don't want to get on Facebook. They want to be cut off from the rest of the world. And but a VPN allows most of us to get news and to get on Facebook and communicate with our parents and loved ones without there really being a stop. I am able to call them on the phone, send them a text message, just the same as having a phone. I'm able to talk to my parents back in the US without a VPN. Both my parents and my sister, they both got on WeChat, so that way I could send them pictures and I can call them, and it's cheap, it's more convenient than Skype.
With over 700 million internet users, China is the world's largest social media market. Its most popular social media platform, WeChat, is the biggest communication hub of the country. It has borrowed features from several Western social media sites and even added more of its own with Chinese characteristics to make everyday user life much more easier in China. From Beijing, China, Julieta Aino reporting for Dateline360.
Impressive, I'd say, Julieta, though some human rights activists will disagree. National interest is crucial and must come first, as a country must exist before citizens could claim ownership. So back home, we asked Abdullahi Garba Kudu to interact with regulators of conventional media on their thoughts regarding these reporters without borders.
It is on record that in 2016 alone, there were more than 2.5 billion users of social media globally. A breakdown shows that 32% were on Instagram, while majority of internet users use Facebook, with 62% use Facebook for political news. This addiction not only affects the mental well-being of the people, but the economic and security of nations. Back home, 80% of internet users in Nigeria are young people, with majority under the age of 30, unlike some other countries such as the United States, where 45% of internet users are 65 years and above.
The National Orientation Agency should have taken advantage of the social media platforms to see how we can advance the culture, we can advance our own agenda, national agenda, but there's nothing like that.
In terms of the regulation of social media, value control being the Cybercrime Act.
The question of abuse is not jurisdictional. It can happen anywhere, but what happens is, what is the remedy? What is the action that you are taking? In Nigeria, there are laws already. You have cyber crime laws that people are not invoking.
Several attempts by Nigerian lawmakers to review and introduce regulatory mechanisms were resisted by many who see such action as infringement of their freedom of speech.
As we are aware, it has become a new trend now. Just of recent, Italy is doing it, and you can see a lot of other countries doing it. So it's a very serious matter that we must address if we must make progress as a nation.
Well, however, this is the National Broadcasting Commission, a body responsible for regulating radio and television broadcasts in Nigeria. Under the NBC Act, Chapter 11, Subsection 18, mandates the Commission to regulate issues to do with internet broadcasting in Nigeria. But checks at the Commission, as we spoke to one of the senior officers off camera, revealed to us that they are not also comfortable with the way some people abuse the use of social media in broadcasts. That is why they are in the process of reviewing such laws to conform with the nation's regulations and ensure compliance. Reporting for Dateline360, Abdullahi Garba.
We shall monitor that trend, Abdullahi. Many thanks. Freedom of speech and information, no doubt, are critical to transparency and accountability in civilized society. However, in situations whereby such freedom results in the destruction of ties that bind society, then it calls for scrutiny. The internet revolution, with special focus on social media, sure has great advantages which have impacted development in every aspect of human life. However, the negatives captured in this package seem to override the good, creating an illusion of connectivity when feelings are hurt by posts. Some may argue that if social media is too much for you to handle, then don't have a Twitter or Facebook account. Be yourself. Be who you want to be. The question, however, remains, can any newsmaker truly stay away from the social media? That's our food for thought for regulators. Send us your comments, questions and suggestions on Dateline360 at nta.ng or at NTA News Now. That's a wrap on Dateline360, and thanks for keeping this date. Bye for now.